Well, hi. We did some Three Little Pig stuff this week. I've got some stories and they're all different. Here's the first one. We read this a couple of times and I read it once on our Zoom class, but I'm going to read it and do a video so that if you missed it, here it is. This is called The Three Little Aliens and the Big Bad Robot. It's by Margaret McNamara and the pictures are by Mark Fearing. So there is a picture of the solar system, all of the planets in our solar system. Here we go. Yep. Once there was a mama alien who had three little aliens, and they were called Bork and Gork, and I'm going to hold this really close and so that you can see that word right there. Do you know what that word says? I don't know what that word says, but it's this guy's name, and names are important. So I'm going to try really hard to say this word correctly, this name. They were called Bork, Gork, and Glixxxee. Bork, Gork, and Glixxxee grew up in an old-fashioned house in a snug, cozy crater on a tiny little planet. As the eons passed, their house got too crowded. It's time for you to go out into the universe and find a planet of your own, their mama told them, giving each a hug. But remember, watch out for the big bad robot. It wants to chew you up. So Bork, Gork, and Glixxxee took off. Bye, Mama, they cried. Bye, kids, she shouted back. Always stick together, she added. Then she sniffled a little bit. And call me every once in a while. The three little aliens traveled far and fast. There's a cute planet, said Bork. Too hot, said Glixxxee. How about that one, said Gork. Too crowded, said Glixxxee. They darted around a meteor. Are we there yet, asked Bork. Just past the next bend, a big planet, swirling with dust, loomed into view. Bork spotted a shiny space rover, zipping around the mountains and plains. Awesome, she said. I'm going to live in that. Ma said to stick together, called Glixxxee. But Bork had already zipped too far away to hear. Glixxxee and Gork traveled on. Glixxxee didn't like the looks of the next planet either. Nowhere to breathe, he gasped. Picky, picky, Gork said. Then just ahead, he spied a giant planet with huge golden rings around it. He jumped on a passing satellite, caught a ride on a ring. Whee, he squealed. This is what I call home. We can't live on a ring that goes around in circles, yelled Glixxxee. We'll get dizzy. But Gork wasn't paying any attention. Now Glixxxee was all alone. He traveled deeper and deeper into space until he spotted a massive blue planet far out in the galaxy. It had 13 moons and refreshing breezes. This faraway place is where I'll build my house, he said. It will be safe from the big bad robot. Glixxxee found everything he needed to make sturdy walls. He gathered stardust to keep his home bright and found solar panels to keep it warm. Then he grabbed a tall, shiny telescope. This'll do for a chimney, he said, though no one heard him. Rock by rock and row by row, Glixxxee built the perfect home. When he was finished, he sat down and locked the door. His house was not very zippy or cool, but it was very safe, and there was room enough for all three little aliens. I hope they come to visit soon, said Glixxxee. Then, one galactic dawn, there was a rattling in the universe. Creep, boing, beep, beep, diddly deep, boop, yip. It was the big bad robot. Bork was so busy on her swirly red planet she couldn't hear the robot's call. She didn't feel the giant's footsteps as it leapt from star to star, and she didn't see the robot until it was right in front of her rover. Little alien, bleeped the robot. Pull over, pull over. Not by the wheels of my trusty space rover, cried Bork bravely. And I'll crack and I'll smack and I'll whack your house down, beeped the robot. And just like that, the robot cracked and smacked and whacked Bork's shiny rover into 100 pieces. Grip, boink, beep, beep, dee dee beep, beep. As fast as the speed of sound, Bork jetted away, the robot close behind her. Just as the robot was about to eat her up, she spotted Gork's satellite house. Gork, help me, she cried. But Gork was having so much fun surfing on the rings of his giant planet, he didn't hear Bork's cries. He didn't see the robot chomping on comets and ripping open black holes until the big bad robot caught Gork's satellite in his huge metal claw. Little alien, it boinked. Come out of hiding. Not by the orbit of this ring I'm riding, cried Gork stoutly. Then I will shatter and clatter and scatter your house down, groinked the robot. And before Gork could fly beneath the radar, the robot clattered and scattered and shattered Gork's satellite into 1,000 pieces. Grip, boink, meep, bark, beep, 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 beep. Gork barely escaped. Over here, cried Bork, stick together. At the speed of light, Bork and Gork blasted out into space with the big bad robot getting closer all the time. Where can we hide? Asked Gork. Let's ski, cried Bork. He'll know what to do. Often it's the people with the big names that know what to do. Really hard names. Ski had heard the robot's roar. He had seen what was going on with his brother and sister through his telescope, and he was ready. He flashed his solar panels halfway across the universe. There he is, cried Bork and Gork, and they zoomed to Ski's house as fast as a hurtling asteroid. Get inside, cried Ski. No time to waste. No sooner had Bork and Gork slammed Ski's solid space rock door than they heard the robot rumbling. Little alien, he squeaked. Let me come in. Not by the slime on my chinny chin chin, cried Ski. Then I will smack and crack and whack your house down, zeeped the robot. The big bad robot bashed and crashed Ski's strong, solid house. Nothing happened. Then it pounded and smashed really hard. Not a crack. Then it loaded up its triple blaster and zapped that house but good. That house would not fall down. So the robot forced his way into the little alien's house right down the chimney. Beep, ba, beep. The aliens covered their ears and waited for the robot to chomp them up. But halfway down the telescope, that robot got stuck tight. It strained and it struggled. It moaned and it groaned. Ski's house shook and shuddered, but did it fall down? It did not. The robot gave one more mighty cry and burst into 1,000,000 pieces. Good, said Bork. Awesome, said Gork. Just as I planned, said Ski. There's just one little thing missing, said Bork. Phone home, said Gork. So Ski did. Ma, he said, we have the coziest house in the galaxy. Won't you come over and tuck us in? And she did. The end. Well, that was the 3 little aliens and the big bad robot. Let's see what other stories we have that are sort of like the 3 little pigs, shall we?